When it comes to Croods: A New Age, I wasn't really looking forward to it. Mostly because I wasn't a fan of the first Croods. Sure, I don't hate it, but it had a lackluster story, unfunny humor, and wasn't interesting with its plot elements. So when it came time for a sequel, I wasn't really looking forward to it. But I sat down and watched it, and I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty decent. Not great, but decent at best. After the events of the first one, the family are trying to survive and find a new home. Eventually they do, with everything they want, but they have to learn to blend in and live with these neighbors named the Barabins. But when a new threat comes, they have to learn to work together and embrace their differences. I'll give it credit that the plot is much more interesting than before, but is it good in general? Not really. One of the biggest problems is that the tone is juvenile like before, especially with the humor. I'll give it credit that I laughed a bit more than the first one, and the conflict's actually really funny. Like, they have this bucket of bananas, and then Grug eats the bananas that they were feeding to the punch monkeys. So what do? They dress them up as bananas to feed them to this giant ape. I mean, that's just hilarious. But I wouldn't say the humor is perfect. The worst of the bunch is Grug's son staring at the window pretending it's like a TV. I just groaned at that joke, since that's all they do with him. Speaking of the characters, they pretty much suck in this movie. I mean, they're better than last time, but still. When it comes to the Croods themselves, they're still annoying and pretty bland like last time. Especially the relationships with the characters have with each other. I will admit I did like Phil, Grug's, and Guy's relationship between each other. They did have some good character chemistries, but the rest are pretty forgettable. However, there are a few things I did like about this movie. For example, the finale. The finale is action-packed and fun, with this battle between Punch Monkeys versus Caveman. It's so fucking awesome. Also, the animation is amazing. Not only are the landscapes beautiful, but the visuals look wonderful. You can tell that DreamWorks put a lot of effort in the animation, especially the finale, where it looks action-packed and totally awesome. And for what it is, Croods 2 is decent at best. It's not great, far from it, but for what it is, it's alright. It's not the best of the year, far from it. It's not even the best franchise that DreamWorks has ever made, but for what it is, it has its charm. Far from great, but decent at best. And hey, if this turned out to be better than the original, maybe the next film from one of the weakest franchises will actually be good. I wanna go home!